So, quick introduction. While we're doing this, so at EIT Health, we have the ambition to create data services to improve the entire effectiveness of our ecosystem, of our organization, including our partners, of course. And as you might know, we have recently expanded our data team, and we will be working on several levels in improving the quality of our internal data sets, and most importantly, to make sure that we and our partner are able to connect the value of our internal data sets, like our activities, our funded projects, our partners' expertise, and so on, with external data. So in a more data-driven way. So this is kind of the basic idea, and this is one of the reasons that prompted us to co-develop this tool, DISQOVER, which I'll show you in a moment, and is more than a simple search engine. And we are also working on a series of other platforms. So this is kind of a quick summary of our long-term roadmap. We have various things in store, as you can see, including more tools to support the matchmaking and reporting. So for today, I will focus on the central part, on the reporting here, and showing you how it is possible to use this very visual tool, DISQOVER, to explore our internal data sets, how it links with outside, and also to have a quick view of your funded activities with EIT Health as a partner. So I'll now move to the platform. Okay, so as you can see here, this is the main page of DISQOVER. So DISQOVER is a semantic search platform that was developed by a company called Ontoforce, which has been working closely with us. And its purpose is to link our internal EIT Health data, like activities, partners, proposal, and so on, with a large database of external data, of public data, which may include, for example, Horizon 2020 projects, clinical studies, patents, PubMed publications, and many other things, organization, disease, and so on. So this is useful because it allows you to generate new insights on the activity and the networking of our organization, and it can be useful to find other people within the organization who have been working maybe on some topic that might be of relevance for you, even though they might have worked on that topic outside the EIT Health. So this is a kind of search that normally it would be quite difficult to perform with a regular search tool like Google, but it's relatively easy with DISQOVER instead. So, sorry, I'm echo. Maybe someone. Okay, thank you so much. So this will allow you to search, to connect our internal information, for example, with external ones. So, for example, what other partners have been working on, what funded activities they got on other programs, for example. So you know what expertise they have, and you can get in touch with them for your future EIT Health activities. So you can access DISQOVER from this address here, discover.eithealth.eu, with the same credentials as Plaza or Connections, or alternatively, you can also go directly from Connections. There is a DISQOVER tab here, so all you need to do is to click on this button and it will take you here. If you have never used it the first time, you will have a regular interface like this one, but we also have a customized interface for reporting. Please get in touch with me, and if you don't see that, and we'll sort it out. So Very briefly, this is the main page. So as you can see, there is a search bar and a series of categories. This series of categories are because this DISQOVER is a semantic search tool. So basically, it understands the structure of the relevant information. It knows what is a project, what's a call, what's a patent, and so on. For example, if now I look for Alzheimer disease here, I just enter this search word here in the bar. You see the number here under each tile change. That is the number of matches. For example, there are 376 organizations that include this term. There are more than 150,000 publications, and so on. So you can expand query here to see suggestions. The system has suggestions on alternative spelling or related words, and then you can refine your search, for example, in this way. So another example, let's say you're interested in EIT Health activities, EIT Health funded activities that deal with diabetes. So all you have to do is to search for diabetes. I mean, you'll see several changes here. Some tiles become green because that's a perfect match. There is actually a disease that is called diabetes, or clinical studies that have that exact title. So that's just what is indicated. More relevant for you for this specific search would be this tile called EIT Health activity. These are the funded projects that deal with diabetes. So if you click on that tile, you will see this page, the result page, which is let's say the main page where the action happens. And here to the top, you have the history. To the right, you have the list of instances. These are actually the results. So these are the individual 31 activities that deal with diabetes within EIT Health, funded by EIT Health. And here on the left, you have a series of characteristics, which actually are filters. So for example, it shows you what is the yearly distribution of these projects, or the distribution by segments, or the partner involved. The nice feature of DISQOVER is that you can actually use these facets here as filters, as interactive filters. So let's say you want to refine your search and you only want to see the activities that are within 2017 and 2018. So you can just move this bar and select them. And then you say you only want to look for innovation projects dealing with diabetes. And you can also decide that you're only interested in the one that, let's say, have only Spanish and German CLC partners. But let's say, for example, not UK partners. In that case, you would click with the right button, and as you can see, a cross appears there, and it's excluding this filter. So you can, just with a few clicks, perform a very sophisticated search. So these data sets, in this case, come from Plaza. You will be able, actually, normally to download this Plaza as a series of Excel files, but it's not always so easy to search on Plaza and to refine the search on Plaza. So this is actually a big advantage of this platform that allows you to visually search through our database. So let's say now that we want to delve deeply into one project, let's say this one. So I just click on the projects, I can open it full screen. And here again, I can see all the information, all the public information about this project. For example, the description, the partners involved, the participants, KPIs, deliverables, and so on. If you actually are involved in this project as a partner, or if you are a CLC or a pillar, then you will also be able to see information like budget, just like you would see in Plaza. And then then you can continue this search. For example, if you see these tiles indicated related information. For example, you can click here on partners, and you see the 9 partners here listed to the right that are involved in this project. Or let's say you want to know which people are involved. So you go back, double click here. There is a branch, you see. So now you're continuing your search on partner. And you can expand this or click here, it's equivalent. You click on person, and you see the list of involved people. you can say, for example, that you only want to know about activity leaders, and you will have them here to the right. And now you can see how this tool is interesting, because it allows you now to connect this internal information about our own internal project with external ones. So let's say I'm interested in this person, I can actually see this person's publications from various sources like PubMed. So, and again, search in detail. So I can, for example, understand if this person, what expertise this person has in which fields, and maybe if I'm interested in contacting the person for another project. So this is like, let's say, the basic usage of using DISQOVER to browse through our own internal database. Oh, and in any moment, you can always review your history here. You can expand it here, so you have a list of what you've done here, also in writing, so you can always reproduce it. And you can share it. You can share a search, especially if it's a bit complex like this one, with your colleagues. You just click on this button, share, and there will be a link appearing that will allow you to retrace this specific path. You can also see your entire history here from this tab. So that allows you always never to lose what you've done, especially if you've done a more complicated search. Now, something very, very important is that actually, if we go back to the original page, we can actually use DISQOVER also to learn about non-EIT health related activities. For example, activities of our partners. So let's say a search that would be very, very difficult to do in any other way. Let's say I want to find the Horizon 2020 programs related to aging and health that, however, include a core partner from CLC Scandinavia. So this is normally not an easy task. You would have to probably go on the Horizon 2020 page, download the database, and do basically a very specific search for this very manually. But with DISQOVER, all this information is already connected here for your usage. So how would we proceed in this case? Let me restate. So we are looking for Horizon 2020 programs related to health and aging with the core partner from CLC Scandinavia. So the type here is this one, non-EIT projects. It has almost 3 million projects from a variety of sources that you can see here, mostly they come from exporter. So let's say now I want to select Horizon 2020, and I say here on these other facets, I only want EIT health partners. Let's say core partners, to be more specific, we can select it here. Here we have all the Horizon 2020 programs. I can also do a search in this little search box here. And let's say that I'm interested in this various program. This is about health and well-being and healthcare, and what was the other one? Aging. This one is about active aging. So now I've made this selection. Of course, I say I want to refine it only to Scandinavia. And here are the results. So just with a few clicks, we have identified 31 projects that have these specific, very specific actually constraints. You can export these projects. There is a menu here. We'll export it to CSV. Or you can continue exploring, for example. So let's say I want to look at this one, the first one in the list, and I want to know who actually are the partners in this project. So I know there is at least one from Scandinavia because that's how we did the search, but here I see there are actually 3 EITS partners in this project. This is actually an insight. Now I look it up, and I see these partners are the Karolinska Institute and the other 2, which are one from Germany, I see it here, and one from UK, Ireland. So actually, this is something that I would not have known in any other way. So I found this other project, and I found other EIT Health partners involved. So maybe if I'm working in this field and I want to start a new collaboration on this field, well, I might know whom to contact. So of course, there is much more. This is just an example. You can also go back and see if you're interested, all the organization involved. This one global organization, not just the EIT Health one. with their counter distribution, which might be interesting for many other reasons. So this is just actually an overview of the capability of the tool, but I encourage you to play with the tool and to test. And if you have any question, of course, feel free to let us know, because it's really very flexible. And also very importantly, there is not just one like correct way of doing things. You can find your way around, and you can also do searches in the way that might be more intuitive for you. So this is about search. There is another feature that we have recently included. Oh, I see a question. Yes. So to access the tool, the question is, sorry, let me see if I can access the chat. The question is, how do we access the tool? So all the partners have access to the tool with the same credentials they use for Plaza or Connections. You just have to go to this address, discover.eithealth.eu. In alternative equivalently, you can also go from Connections. In Connections here, there is you should be familiar with Connection probably from your calls. There is a tab called Discover. If you click on this tab, you will have a quick link here. So it's basically part of the EIT Health ecosystem. So you do not have to create new credentials or anything. So I can briefly show these other tools. This other tool is actually a dashboard, a reporting dashboard, to see at a glance all the projects, all the activities that involve you as a partner in EIT Health. And it will be customized to your company or anyway to the partners. And similarly, there will be an analogous dashboard for CLCs or for pillars for internal usage. This actually is a feature that was requested by the partners themselves already since last year when we first met in Nice to define our common data strategy. And we're happy that has been recently introduced. So to use it, to access, you just click on this tab, Visual Analytics. You have here Save Dashboards. You should, you might have more, but you should have at least these two. One is the Partner Budget Dashboard, and the other one the Partner Activity Dashboard, if you are a partner, of course. So just by clicking on this dashboard, you will see here a series of plots that summarize your entire activity, your entire CAVA, so EIT Health funded activities within EIT Health. So these data sets comes from Plaza essentially. It's just displayed in a nice way as a single page of graphs. So here you have the plots at the center, and you have to the right the list of projects. So you can always access the projects individually if you're interested. So this should be actually quite simple to navigate, but I can show you, this nice wheel plot is especially interesting because it shows at a glance the collaboration that you had, all the internal collaboration among partners. Here you have the activity counts and how your activities are divided into pillars. They are divided per year, and also various plots summarizing the activities, how are the different CLCs involved per year and per partner. So you can also see a more detailed breakdown here, where you can see what are all the partners involved, both participating and leading partners. And there is a lot of information in these plots, of course, so feel free to explore your own personal dashboard, and then you will be able to see the classification and the ontology. The ontology is the categorization that you yourself as a partner provide when you apply, so like the disease, medical specialty, and so on. So it will allow you to see kind of the areas in which these projects are. And at the bottom, you can scroll to see a quick overview of the budget, which is, again, something straightly from Plaza, but sometimes might not be so intuitive to get it from Plaza. One nice feature of this is that each of these actually acts as a filter. So let's say if you only want to see your 2018 projects out of the 60, you would click on this bar, 2018, and here you set it as a filter. You could also exclude it if you wanted. Now, after you do this, you see that the plots get automatically updated with the new filter. You see, now you have 19 out of 60 projects, and you see overlaid what is this fraction. So in case you just want to see those 19 projects in kind of their own dashboard, that you can do that too from this hamburger menu. You just click Restrict Dashboard, and then basically now you have a new dashboard just with your 2018 projects. So I would recommend here, for example, to just change the name so to avoid any confusion. And sorry, and then you have it here. You see both dashboards. And also, you can export the individual plots, or not yet the full thing, but it's a feature that will be coming. So yeah, this is So of course, I mean, for more advanced user, I encourage you to explore more, because here there is a create new widget button, so you're able, of course, to create new plots and to have your own personalized dashboard. But the nice thing here is that, I mean, if you are pressed for time, you have a nice overview of all your projects without having to do a complicated search through Plaza, Excel, exports. There is another dashboard, much more simple, which is called the budget dashboard. I will just show here a mock-up. So this will show in a very quick way just what is the EIT contribution per year and per activity, and will also show co-funding and KCA at a glance in a single plot. This is a more simple dashboard, so these plots are not interactive yet, but you know, it can still be useful. And to the right, you always have the list of plots of activities if you want to explore more. So thank you for your attention. This was just, of course, a quick introduction, and we really hope that you find the tool useful. Of course, we encourage to play with it and to test it, and obviously to let us know your feedback. And actually, I see here that very kindly, Ali Adibi, who's from Ontofos and is actually a developer of this tool, has joined us. So in case you have any questions for me or for Ali, I mean, please feel free to ask. Or feedback, of course. Don't be shy, so comment, anything.
There's one question on the chat.
Yes, sure. Who's speaking? Hello?
Hello? This is Judith from IOCAT, but I see Robin's question at the chat.
Just a moment. Okay. It's a question from Robin, and maybe this Ali can help here. So Robin is asking, as EIT Health staff, how can I easily create this same dashboard for a specific partner? Of course, Robin, being from CLC France, he has access to the CLC France dashboard, but I think he would like to create a dashboard for like one specific partner. So maybe Ali can chip in. I think the easiest way would be here to select the partners, let's say from the wheel here, set it as a filter, and then here click on Restrict Dashboard. So now you have a dashboard just for this partner. I think in this case I selected Imperial College London. Although I might need Ali's help here, because of course this will be a sub-selection of what you have on your dashboard. So it will only be involved, I think, CLC France activities. Okay, just a moment. I think Ali is here. Thank you.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, now we can hear you. Thank you for joining.
Okay, no problem. Sorry, I was trying to join in the last 10 minutes, but I have really poor connection here, I guess. So if there are any questions, please go ahead.
Yeah, there's a question from Robin, and I'm not sure the answer I provided is the most complete. So let's say Robin is from CLC France, so he can see, of course, the France CLC dashboard, and he would like to create a dashboard just for a specific partner. Can you do just by selecting one partner and then restricting dashboard, or will that lose some information?
The question is what exactly do you want to see? But normally, if you restrict dashboard to a single partner and you're already able to see that data, and here I'm talking really about user access, then it should not be a problem. And selecting a single company should restrict the dashboard to only that company within your visible, let's say, instances.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, you will only see the budget if you are allowed to. So partners will see their own budgets, and I think CLCs will only see the budget of relevant partners. So this is the same as with Plaza. We of course enforce confidentiality and privacy.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. So if there's no other question, thank you everyone for joining. And again, if you have any feedback or questions, especially after testing and playing with the tool, we are very happy to receive it. So feel free to get in touch with me, and if I cannot solve your query, I'll pass it to Ali and to Wonderful. Thank you everyone.
Thank you, Matteo.
Bye bye. Have a good day.